of oranges together in the room, and they're all bouncing around going, I've got this great idea, what about this, what about this, no, what about this? And there's ideas and brainstorming flying everywhere, and nothing gets done. Because there's nobody to do it, because they're just doing the ideas. Then you get a group of greens together. Greens are the people who, first thing they'll say is, why are we doing this? Because they're always the ones that you need to talk to first about the ways.
I ask myself that about 3 times a day.
Yes, why are we doing this? Probably almost the most sceptical, actually, of the whole 4 quadrants. So they'll all be sitting in a room together because they like autonomy, they like to work on their own. Just let me figure it out. I can figure this all out. Just let me do it. So it doesn't get done. Then you get a group of gold people together who say, well, I don't care what it is that we're doing, just let me put a schedule and a timetable together for it. I can do that part. And nothing gets done. And then you got a group of blue people together, and they're holding hands singing, Kumbaya. That's a bit mean, obviously, but the point is, it's always good to have a representation of each colour within a team, because that's how a team is strongest. So those of you who have a second colour, your first and second colour are vying for attention, it's great because it means you're more able to work together, because you've got quite a lot of gold people here, but those of you who have gold as your first colour, you have blues as a second colour, somebody has orange as a second colour. So you do have that representation, you have orange as a second colour. So you'll know that sometimes when somebody who's a gold does something a bit outlandish, that's their orange coming through. One caveat though about this true colour stuff, you know, like your horoscope sign, and you say, well, I'm a Taurus, and someone goes, I just knew you were a Taurus, you're so stubborn. Yeah, that's really frustrating, isn't it? Someone puts you in a box. The colours is not about putting you in a box. The colours is about understanding innately how you prefer to behave in the world, but it's a starting point. So I don't want you to say, that's so blue of you after today. It's all about understanding how to communicate with somebody else, not about putting them in the box of the colours. Okay? Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So the keys to being a better you, what was that?
We should wear this during the workday.
Well, you know what? That's,
This
this is a good idea to wear it, because one of the things that we talk about is understanding what's important. So the blue people, you know, so green goes to talk to blue, and blue says, how was your weekend? And green says, fine, thanks, now what about this job? That can be a bit disheartening, because greens, although they love their family, of course they do, they don't typically like to share a lot of personal information, right? Typically. Blues like to have a feeling, but greens don't like to share. So next time blues and greens get together, blues, if you're going to ask, accept if they say, great, thank you, can we talk about, but at least accept that they've said, told you something. And greens perhaps go that little bit way for them. And the same with the oranges and the golds. Oranges don't just bounce in and out like Tigger. You've got to understand that the golds need detail. Give it to them. They'll go to the end of the earth for you. And that's what it's all about, is communicating in each other's style. But that's a good idea to wear the badges. So the keys to being better you, understanding your innate strengths and weaknesses, appreciate the innate strengths of the people around you. You go, my last colour is gold. Do not ask me to do the accounting at all, because I'm terrible at it. Don't ask me to do any detail. I'm organised in my own way. Those of you who are gold probably think that's really messy. To me, that's fine. It's all about what our preference is in the world. So to communicate with other people's style, you'll be more powerful. Do you like everybody that you work with? The silence tells it all. The reality is, you're with people, we don't get to choose who we work with. We don't get to choose that many people in our lives. We get to choose our partners and our friends. We don't choose our families, unfortunately. We don't often get to choose our work colleagues. The reality is they're in our lives. But to be a professional, they shouldn't know that you don't like them. But understanding who they are a little bit might help you not get so irritated, because a thinking style is very different. A gold's thinking style is very different from an orange's, and a green's thinking style. Greens can lead blues on a merry dance because they're jumping from place to place with the brain. So try and understand a little bit about individuals, and nobody's actually intending to set out to piss you off. There's very few people who intend to do that. Intentions are generally good. So, one thing I like to say is always take a deep breath and think, I will treat this person well, whether I like what they think, say, or do. Because again, people don't come into me, I'm going to really tick you off today, because we make up things like, let's say, Mary Ellen, she's mad at me, oh, that's Sharon, she's just doing that to annoy me. Whereas it might not be, it just might be my way of being in the world, which is, we make up stories about each other. So what we have to do is leave those little stories of each other behind, and assume that everybody is doing something from a good place, and ask them to explain if they need to. Okay, so the styles of each of these colours. The blues, they're open and respectful. They say, allow me to inspire others, appeal to my honesty, recognise my need for acceptance and support my needs. Because blues are all about the people. The oranges, they are very clear and they're very direct. Praise my skills. An orange loves to be stroked. We love to be told how good we've done a job. We don't like to ask, but if we're not told, we will ask. Did I do good? If you have children who are oranges, you have to praise them too. Value my playfulness, help me think before I act. Nuala she's green-blue, I'm orange-green. You know there's that whole expression, aim, shoot, fire? Well, she tells me I fire, shoot and aim. So I've very often said something before I've thought it through, so she helps me think through what I'm going to say before I go blah and let it all out. So I'm not doing it to tick her off, it's just the way that I think outside the head, whereas the golds and the greens think inside the heads. The blues and the oranges tend to think outside. So when a blue is talking, they're not necessarily coming up with concrete thought, but they're thinking. Whereas a gold or a green is more likely to have thought through before they open their mouth. They don't think outside the head. The golds are fair and organised, acknowledge my stability, praise my responsible actions, care about my need for security, and be thorough. Be absolutely thorough with a gold. I've had clients who are golds, and it drives me nuts that I've got to go through the detail, but I know I have to if I need to get them to buy into the idea. So understanding that is critical. And greens, logical and challenging, allow me to go outside the box, appreciate my intellectuality, ask me to help solve problems, and give me recognition for my ideas. So you can see how it's a beautiful picture when you've got all this representation together as a team. It's very powerful. And you all have the capability of each colour within you, with just to varying degrees. Okay, so imagine that this team is parts of a body. What part of the body is going to be the heart? Which colour would be the heart?
Blue.
Which colour would be the brains? Which colour would be the backbone? Gold. And which colour would be the hands and the feet, the doers? Yeah, absolutely. So blues are the heart, golds are your backbone, greens are your brain, and orange are your feet, your hands and feet. So together, they work really well. So that means if you have a project to do, know who is good at what particular part of it, they're more likely to want to do it because they'll find it enjoyable. All right, okay guys, time to get you on your feet.